nice and bright, bright. The birds are chirping, chirping. And I'm ready to fly. Time to get ready, ready. For another day. Hey, no one can stop us. So we gon' learn to play. Oh, every day we learn and play. We do our best, so we'll be great. You do your best.
Hey y'all.
And I don't mind. So let's get ready. Cause it's about that time. Good morning, how you good? Morning, how you do? Good. Time to be great. Good. Morning, your dance is right. Good. Sun start to fade. Good. Open your eyes. Morning to you. Good morning, 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 morning. How do you do?
Good morning.
Morning to you.
Look at my hair. It's all right.
What's good?
You see me on my
Oh,
grind.
do I need my
Stars got to
AirPods
shine.
in?
I'm a
Ooh,
superhero.
I need to bring one. Do I have some grandma?
I'm on the move. I got a way to ride to it. So let me hear you
Let me hear
say.
you say.
Every day we gon' learn and play.
What's up, y'all? Today is Wednesday, January the 28th, and I'm rushing the month. Today is Wednesday, January 27th, and we are live on the Rolling Out AM Wake Up Call with your host, Portia Monique. I got Tierra Bear with me this morning. We're waiting on Romeo International. I guess there was some storms going on, but he don't have no power, y'all. Maybe I wasn't supposed to tell all his business.
He ain't pay his
But
bill.
that's what's going on. Somebody say he ain't paid his bill. I know y'all can hear the voice of God. Because I didn't say that. Anyway, what's going on, y'all? It's hump day. We need the camel, TJ. We need the camel to be like, it's hump day, y'all. Anyway, it's hump day. What y'all doing on y'all Wednesday? I don't know what I'm doing. What's going on today in the world? Oh, so let me tell y'all who's coming on the show today. I think my thing is too high, y'all.
Yeah.
Is that better? We can hear you. So let me tell y'all who's coming on the show today. We got, of course, our Go with the Flow lady. Shay is coming on with her person. She's bringing on an author. Latoya Burrell is her name. And she's going to talk to us about being bold in 2021. She actually wrote a book about it. And, she's a speaker and an author and all of that. But she's going to talk to us about being bold in 2021. And then, guess who else we got coming, y'all? Micah Stampley and his wife, Heidi. So you guys may know Micah Stampley from the gospel community. So, of course, he's a well-known gospel artist, award-winning gospel artist. But he's delving into the food industry. So he has a line of beignets, and they are, I believe they're already in Walmart. So he'll be able to tell us what's going on with his beignets. Him and his wife, they are a team and they're in business. So I'm eager to know how that works, right? Because you work together and you play together. Sometimes that's too much togetherness.
Yeah.
And you might need to be like, I need a break. So I want to know how they work together, stay together, pray together, and then again, stay together.
Yeah, making money together.
Togetherness. That's a lot of togetherness.
Especially in a pandemic. Woo.
Yeah. So where do you go in a pandemic if your
ain't nowhere to go? Because you say, I'm going to work. Well, they coming with you to work.
I don't want to see you today. Like, do y'all retreat to your own separate corners? Anyway, so they're coming on at 9:15. And we got another guest. Who else is coming on today? Abi Salami. She's a visual artist. She's also going to be joining us at 9 a.m. So we'll get a chance to see her dope works. Of course, you guys know today is Winning Wednesdays. So we're celebrating all of the wins for the week because we are on Hump Day, Winning Wednesday. So what's going on with you, Tiara? We missed you Monday, girl.
I know. Everything's good. It's been raining, though, like every day here on my end. So I ain't going outside.
So so that y'all got storms and stuff. That's why
it's been pouring. I know you were talking about Romeo's Wi-Fi. Like my Wi-Fi, too, has been in and out. Lights flickering. Now it's not the time for all of that.
Yeah, I was watching the news and they have storms up and down the coast. They have storms all throughout the United States. Alabama got hit really hard. They're telling people out in California to evacuate because of the threat of a mudslide.
Because of the rain?
Because of the rain. So, you get a lot of mudslides and stuff like that in California. So,
yikes.
We'll see about that.
Climate change.
Stay in the house if you can on the East Coast. My heart goes out to the people in Alabama. They had a twister come through, and so a lot of their homes have been wrecked. And then in California, if they're telling you to evacuate, leave. Don't sit and ride the storm out. And I don't think leave.
Yeah.
I don't care where you go. Leave. So anyway, Chicago
just don't come to Atlanta because we full.
Atlanta ain't full. Atlanta always open. Atlanta always got people.
We are full. Okay.
So Chicago got snow. Detroit got snow. New York got snow. A whole bunch of people got snow. So
yikes.
Yeah. So hopefully Romeo comes back soon and his lights are back on. And he could tell us what's going on with him. Anyway, what's going on with you, girl?
Well, I have some reports this morning, so if y'all want to dive right in, we could go straight into that. I see we have a scrolling credit about my good Spelman sister, Miss Rosalind Brewer, who is now the CEO of Walgreens, the first Black woman to be the CEO of a Fortune 500. So that's a really big deal and a really big celebration for women all over the country.
Yeah, so everybody knows Rosalind. I actually had it in my report, and we can get to it a little later in more detail, but everyone knows Rosalind was the CEO of Starbucks. Y'all remember that fiasco hit Starbucks and she made everybody do what was it? It was the diversity training. She was like, we shut it down.
For the training.
Everybody go to training because y'all seem not to get it. So we already know what her style is, her leadership style is. So I'm looking forward to it. Walgreens, like I think people in positions like hers, I think they're always up for the challenge. Like what's next? What can I do next? I've conquered this. Now what? Because she already made history as the first CEO of Starbucks and implementing all of that training. You go to training. You go to training. You go to training, and you go to training. All the stores shut down. That's how Black mama do it, right?
She ain't playing.
Yeah, so I'm eager to see what she does for Walgreens. But we have to take a break right now. We'll get to Tiara's report as soon as we come back after the break.
Okay.
My Shiro doesn't always wear a cape, but she always has time for a hug, a smile, for going the extra mile. My Shiro stretches every dollar, puts in long hours, puts others first. But now it's your time, Mom. When you're ready to retire, we want you to be able to enjoy it. It's time to start saving now. A free 3-minute online chat can give you the personalized tips you need to start boosting your retirement savings today. Visit aceyourretirement.org.
Unused prescription opioid pain medicines can spell risk if they're taken by someone they weren't prescribed for, or harm if accidentally taken by a child or a pet. Safely dispose of opioids before they can hurt your family. Find a drug take-back option such as medicine drop-off boxes. If there isn't one available, check the FDA's flush list. If your medicine isn't on the flush list, you can dispose of it in the trash. Get information to keep your family safe.
America, land of the free. It's at the core of who we are. Freedom. The freedom to live without fear, to drive through all 50 states, to sleep safely in our own beds, the freedom to jog where we please, to watch birds in the park, to wear a hoodie, the freedom to breathe. Before we celebrate the freedom most Americans have, we must fight for the freedom all Americans deserve. Because no matter your religion, gender, disability, age, race, all lives can't matter until Black Lives Matter.
4, 3, 2, 1.
And we're back. I can't hear you, Portia.
Turn your mic on.
Let's get into this report. I was saying we are back. Let's get into your report. What's going on in the world? A whole bunch,
Let's
right?
get in.
I know I
There's
was
too much
scrolling
going on.
Instagram. What the heck?
Were you scrolling? Did you see what Tyrese had to say about it?
What he said, girl?
All right, let's dive right into it. Okay, so as you guys know, Tyrese has been married for a couple years to his wife, Samantha Lee Gibson. He announced at the end of 2020 that they had planned to get a divorce, but recently he's been posting a lot of messages and in people's comments about better days and wanting to get back together. He tweeted out, grown, bored, single, and ain't quite found the joy in being single yet. Well, Kirk Franklin and his wife, Tammy Franklin, celebrated their 25th wedding anniversary. And Tyrese gonna comment, happy, happy, happy anniversary, magic, magic, and more magic. And then he says, dear Samantha, this was supposed to be us. Remember the Franklins was our marriage goals. Smiling, smiling, I'm gonna get her back, watch me, I think. And he said all of this live on Instagram.
Somebody take his
computer.
Okay, so listen, it's okay. Go ahead. What's the question of the day?
No, I was gonna ask you, what did you think of a guy kind of serenading to his wife, almost ex-wife, to the whole world like that, on somebody else's Instagram?
It's not serenading. It's stalking, lightweight stalking, and we don't know the circumstances under which they broke up. And if she's like, here's the thing: when a woman is Siri, I'm not talking to you. My Siri, can y'all hear me? Siri, keep going on. Okay. Here's the thing: when a woman is fed up, she's done. Like, that's when you can count on the relationship being done, is when the woman says it's over. Now, if the woman says it's over and you continuously go after her and be on people's pages and in social media and I want you back and cue the violin, then that's lightweight stalking, sir. So you might want to take your grievances and your sorrows to her directly, and not involve the world or the Franklins for that matter.
Yeah, embarrassing.
Like,
if I was his wife, I'd be so embarrassed.
Well, when you get older, you don't be embarrassed about too much, and that wouldn't embarrass me. It would just irritate and annoy me. Like, boy, sit down, please, have a seat. Like, nobody is embarrassed.
Just the fact he's in somebody else's. First of all, how do you go in another couple's comments on their anniversary and tell your wife, to the whole world, let's get back together on somebody else's anniversary?
I don't know. He needs to. he needs to have a seat. Yeah, we don't know what happened with them, but I can guarantee you, if she was the one that broke up, they're done. Give it up. Give it up, turn it loose. He gotta go. He gotta go.
Over it. All right, moving right along. So Funk Flex has co-signed some serious allegations against our favorite rapper, Sean Jay-Z Carter. So apparently they're saying, well, Flex is saying that Jay-Z cut a deal with Donald Trump for the pardon of former Roc Nation CEO Desiree Perez. Now, Desiree Perez has been in federal prison for years regarding after getting arrested on conspiracy charges with intent to distribute in 1994. So she's been at the center of controversy for a long time about, you know, her dealings with Roc Nation, back then Rockefeller Records, and the cleanliness of Jay-Z's company, knowing how he used to be back in the day. And now she's got pardoned by Donald Trump, and Funk Flex says it's because Jay-Z and her work together.
Wow. Okay. What's the harm in it?
So people are speculating that Jay-Z is Team Trump because that's how she got pardoned. So people are saying, well, did Jay-Z vote for Donald Trump? Is Jay-Z an ally of Donald Trump? Is he not Biden? You know, we didn't hear him say anything about what's going on in terms of the elections and presidency, and he was not vocal about it at all. So a lot of speculations, and what Funk Flex is trying to say is Jay-Z and Donald Trump might be closer friends than we think, and that's how Desiree Perez was able to get out of jail.
Okay, so listen, here's the thing. So we know that Kim
Your audio is bad. You'll have to come back out. Yes.
Seems like we have some audio issues there, guys. Give us a moment.
Keep talking to her.
So yeah, guys, Facebook, check in with me. Let me know, do you guys think that Jay-Z is working with Donald Trump? If he did work with Donald Trump to get Desiree pardoned, do you guys see any fault or issues in that? We definitely want to know. So yeah, so I'll go ahead. Oh, I'm sorry. All right, so while we are waiting for Portia to check back in with us, I'm just going to move on into our Joe Biden story. So President Joe Biden has made a declaration of a timeline for a return to normal life. He went live yesterday from the White House stating that 300 million Americans by the end of the summer will have been vaccinated with the coronavirus vaccine. And that's his goal, by the end of the summer, to have somewhat of a return to normal life. So this is a big, bold declaration coming from a president who's only been in office for 6 days. As we know, Trump was not able to secure and uphold his promises. But we'll see with Biden if he's able to do so. But according to last night's announcement, he says 300 million people vaccinated by the summer. Life will change dramatically, and we will get out of this situation where we're living in a pandemic that dominates our lives. Okay, I see Facebook checking in with us.
Am I back? Can y'all hear me now? Can you hear me? No. You can't hear it?
Robot.
It's not good.
Down and come back.
Okay.
I don't know what happened. I'm sorry, y'all.
All right, so D Shields, she's checking in with us saying, who came for my Jay-Z because he can do no wrong, and my extreme fan voice. So, I mean, I don't know. It's really to each his own. If a president or anybody wants to get you or your friend out of jail, are you going to tell them no because you don't respect their political values? I don't know. Sometimes we work with the enemy just to get things done, right? Marcus May says they say money talk. Yeah. You know, if it comes to money, Jay-Z has a big bag to throw at them. And Gerald Johnson says again, it's all about the money. That's how Jay and a lot of them are where they are now and down for Trump. Very interesting. I want to say that Jay-Z wants to be on the right side of history because of all of his involvement in Black Lives Matter and his upbringing and where he came from. But at the end of the day, he was able to get Desiree out of jail, pardoned, free, scot clear. So who knows, right? So White House, back to the Biden story, White House is seeking a lot of momentum. They said last night that 200 million more vaccines are either in production or on their way into the hands of different facilities across the country now. And things are underway, but they are noticing a lot of issues in terms of vaccinations involving racial equity. So that makes sense to us because, as you know, they always want to vaccinate the most quote unquote important people in society first. So there is a lot of racial inequity in terms of how many of us are vaccinated at the moment. D Shields checking back in saying it had nothing to do with Trump. It's like shopping at Target. Our people do it daily. Interesting. All right, guys, we will have a guest joining us momentarily. We will have everybody joining us back momentarily. Thank you so much for your patience. And let's get back into the talk that we were having about my Spelman sister. So as you guys know, Ms. Rosalind Brewer, class of 84 at Spelman, is now the CEO of Walgreens. It's a very big deal for a Black woman to become the first Fortune 500 CEO. She most recently was the COO, the Chief Operating Officer, over at Starbucks, where she did a lot of amazing campaigns about racial injustice and making sure everybody is treating others fairly. But now she's the CEO of Walgreens. Super big deal for a Black woman. Portia, you back?
I'm back, y'all. Can you hear me now? I think it was my earbuds. I don't know. It wasn't connecting right. So I just took them out. And anyway, TJ, people said they could still hear you online. They're calling you the voice of God. But anyway, I'm sorry. Thank you, Tiara, for holding it down while I went ahead and restarted. I'm going to try my headset again just to see how it sounds. Okay. Because TJ he be needing to talk to us in our ears. Okay.
He be in our ear, right?
Is that right? Is that better?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, perfect. What were we talking about? Rosalind Brewer?
Yeah, back to Rosalind Brewer, but I just wanted to get your short or last take on whether or not Jay-Z is doing the right thing, if it's true that he is working with Donald Trump.
Okay, so here's the thing. When we take a look at, and I'm not saying that they're on equal playing field or level playing field or whatnot, but Kim Kardashian, we believe that her political views are not pro-Trump, but she definitely went to Trump and got out a whole bunch of people. And if that was a situation for your family, and let's just say your grandma, I'm looking at the lady in my head, I believe her name was Alice or something, but she went and got a grandma out of jail that was there for something, it wasn't that egregious, but she went and got a Black grandmother out of jail, and that entire family is thankful and grateful to her because that's what she did. She went and talked to Trump. She went into the belly of the beast, right? She did what she had to do to make sure that she made a difference in this woman's life. What is the difference between her doing that and Jay-Z or a Lil Wayne and or a Kodak Black saying, hey, Trump, we need this right now, and or a Kwame Kilpatrick for that matter? You know, because the former mayor of Detroit, what is so wrong with asking a Republican mayor to pardon, a Republican president to pardon these people? I don't get it. Like, I don't understand. Like, if at the end of the day, what he set out to do was accomplished, then that's a good thing. No matter who
Exactly.
he asks. I don't give a damn who he asks. As long as his goal of getting this lady out of jail was completed and he went after it. And, I don't think he sold his soul to the devil. I don't think that, he did anything that would put the Black community up in arms. I think he just said, hey, I need this woman pardoned, and whatever the agreement was, it's fine. He's not selling us up the river. Like a lot of the times you see Jay-Z do something and people get up in arms about it and say, oh my God, he's selling us out, he's doing this and he's doing that. Even when he was talking to the NFL a couple of years after Kaepernick got blackballed from the NFL, his job, and this is my understanding of it, this is my interpretation of it, he needed to get inside of those rooms because there was no representation. So once he got inside the rooms, he can make an assessment of what was going on. He could have a bird's eye view. He can make sure that he was hearing the conversations in the room, so he'll know what to do. He was learning the rules, so he'll know what needed to be changed. So he put himself in that situation. Yeah, he got a lot of backlash for it, but at the end of the day, we saw that it turned out good. He needed to be on the inside to help to influence what was going on the outside. And so just because people don't understand it doesn't mean that it wasn't a good thing. She's out of jail. Like, give him a break, give her a break, and let's move on. Same with Kwame Kilpatrick. Same with Lil Wayne and Kodak Black. That's all I'm saying.
I totally agree. And I think that Funk Flex is being very messy, trying to instigate or bring things up to tarnish Jay-Z's legacy that way. Because at the end of the day, we don't know what she did or what he did that got them free. We don't know if they snitched or didn't snitch, or if they were working with we don't know. But Funk Flex, he's just making these crazy big allegations of Jay-Z not being as down as we think with with our community, and more down for Donald Trump.
What you doing, Funk Flex? What you doing, Funk Flex? What are you really doing to make a difference? Did you use your platform, your power, and your voice to go to the president for somebody that you wanted pardoned? Do you even know that there's anybody in jail that you want pardoned? Like, whose life can you make a difference in? Focus on that. Focus on that. How can we help people?
Speaking of helping people, I did mention that President Biden says that we will have 300 million Americans vaccinated by the end of this summer. You think he could pull it off?
I think you have to have goals, and I think you also need to have stretch goals. Look at my corporate coming out. I think you need to have goals, and I think you need to have stretch goals. And if you hit it, great. If you demolish it, great. If you come this far, great. But I think you have to have something to aim towards. And I think that's what he's doing right now. And it might happen if all of these people stop messing up the batches of vaccinations. Like, what's going on with that? Why y'all keep messing them up? So I think that's a good thing to have goals. Yeah, if you supersede it, excellent. But you need to have something to shoot for. And a lot of times people don't have nothing to shoot for. Like Funk Flex. What's your platform? What you doing? How you helping people? Don't talk about other people who are helping people. So what? Anyway, we got guests, y'all.
Yeah. We got some guests. Let's bring them on.
It's 8:30 on a Rolling Out AM Wake Up Call with your host, Portia Monique and Tiara Bearing. And we are bringing on Shay from Wellness Wednesday. She's going to be talking about Be Bold with Latoya Burrell. So we're waiting on them to come in right now. And of course, you guys know we do our Wellness Wednesday segments. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning, ladies.
Good morning. How are you?
How wonderful. How are you guys?
I'm excellent.
Good. Wonderful.
Welcome
back.
Welcome.
Wednesday, Hump Day.
Yes, happy Wellness Wednesday.
Yes, good morning.
Thank you. Yes, we're excited to talk. Yeah, we're excited to talk to you about your new book, Latoya. So you're an author, professor, mother, wife. Am I leaving anything out?
Yeah, I think that, I'm a sister. I'm many of things. And I think the good thing is I am what I need to be to those around me in the moment of need for them. I think, I'm whole for myself to be able to be whatever I need to be for others around me. Are we connected? Is it a delay?
Can you hear us?
What's wrong, Shay?
I can hear you all.
Oh,
Shay,
I asked. Yeah, I asked. Oh, I said you have a new book called Be Bold.
Yes, I do.
Oh,
Yes.
we didn't hear that.
I was like, you guys can't hear me?
We didn't hear you.
Yes, and so tell us a little bit about the inspiration behind the book and what got you started in writing it last year.
For sure. So we all know in 2020 there was a lot happening in America. We know the pandemic took place, and then amidst the pandemic there was the civil unrest with George Floyd. We know that this is not the first time that we've seen it in our country in our lifetime, but for me it was real personal for me because I live and work right in the heart of downtown Minneapolis. And so although I've seen it before, it was the first time that I felt that I needed to do something, that I could do something. And if I'm candid, I've had a few people ask me about the book. Is this something I have been working on for a while? And the answer is absolutely not. The book was birthed after George Floyd was murdered. So the university that I work at, we hosted the George Floyd Memorial, the Minneapolis Memorial, and just seeing it all firsthand, it started with me feeling like I need to use my voice, my resources, and my platforms to speak out about this. And that speaking out ended up leading to me not being able to sleep at night. And those sleepless nights led to me writing. And then hence we have the book, Be Bold, How to Prepare Your Heart and Mind for Racial Reconciliation.
So tell us a little bit about what racial reconciliation means to you and what this book has done for racial reconciliation.
So to me, racial reconciliation, and I'll give the disclaimer, I know and I knew this when I wrote the book, there are some people who look like you and I who will say we don't need reconciliation, we need conciliation, because reconciliation suggests that at some point we had a civil engagement with one another. Well, for me, the whole idea of saying racial reconciliation is understanding that something has to be done, that there is a tension there, and in some way we have to come together. I think that truly racial reconciliation starts with us being able to love. It may sound simple, and I mean, this is not something that I'm making up. This is something that Martin Luther King Jr. Talked about during the civil rights era. I think the answer is love. And in the book, I talk about there are 4 things you can do. You can examine yourself, you can listen, you can learn, and then you can be bold. But I think a big part of even the 4 things I stated is if you have not dealt with your own heart, if you've not truly examined yourself, then it's a barrier there for you to be able to listen and learn. If you have a block holding you back from accepting something, when someone is telling you about their stories and their experiences, you may not hear them because there's an issue in your heart. And I think it begins with love. And so I've seen so far, it's given me great pleasure and joy to know that in the book I talk about growth groups. So I say this is a journey. You should get you a group and do it with a group. So I've had several people reach out to me and say, I've started a growth group. I've got feedback of, I started a growth group. I was bold. I sent it to colleagues, and I've had some people say to me, it's just been a joy to see people actually have these breakthroughs. Somebody texted me Saturday and said, we had tears today at our growth group meeting. So that makes me happy.
So are these primarily Black women or Black men that are starting these groups, or do you have white people also reaching out to you?
I have a combination. It's been Black, white, Asian, yes.
So do you feel like this opens up the dialect for, the abundance of racism we're experiencing right now, even though it's 2021, everything came to the surface about how people are really feeling and the tension in our communities?
I think it does open up the dialogue, and it allows people to, what I've said a few times is it may be an area that we feel it's an uncomfortable discussion, or people, that's why you hear it called courageous conversations. It takes courage people don't want to say the wrong thing. They don't want to offend anyone. And personally, I say my example was as a Black woman. I know that I get passionate about the subject, so I will be quiet because some might say fear. Like I've used the analogy before. I've been the quiet Black girl because I don't want to be viewed as the angry Black woman, or I don't want to risk what I believe I've worked for, or I don't believe that my voice will actually make a change. I don't think that people's hearts around me will actually change. So what do? You just be quiet and you vent to those people who already agree with you. All right. And so I've heard the trend of that before, but what I think is happening now is people are tired, and in some cases people feel that now is the time. It was great to see the collective effort around the unfortunate death of George Floyd, killing of George Floyd. I said, there were George Floyd protests on 6 continents. So that just lets us know that there is something to be done and that now is the time and we're ready.
We are ready. We need the change. Change is coming. I feel the positive energy in the air. And, I haven't been able to read this book yet, but I'm excited to read it. Definitely will be on my to-read book list this year. Tell me a little bit how Be Bold has helped reconcile racial and systematic injustice throughout our country. What have you seen or what have you heard from people after they've read your book?
Yeah, so I'll give you one example. So there's a gentleman who, and this has also been the fun part for me, is people who I don't know who are reaching out to me on LinkedIn, or they are reaching out to me via email because my book tells you the website, and then they're coming to the website, reaching out to me. They may tell me how they came across my book. They may say, I heard about your book on Rolling Out AM. I read it, and I just want to thank you for writing the book. Okay, so I had a gentleman who recently, he tagged me on a white man. He tagged me on Facebook, and he basically talked about the book. And he says a very long post. He's like, I haven't been very active on social media in the past few months because I haven't liked what was happening. And he puts a picture of the book. He tags me, and he's very honest. He's like, the book. So reading the book, I found myself agreeing and not agreeing. I found myself being proud to be an American, yet questioning things. And then he's very specific with his industry. He says, I guess I didn't want to face the fact that it was just in the 60s that a Black man could have been hung from a tree.
The 60s right now. So I think that how that's, making people have aha moments, but, these things are still happening. This is still, so the reconciliation, I feel, I understand what you're saying, like, why do us as Black people need to open our hearts? But we do. We, like you said, we need to lead with love and empathy because these things happen to us every day. We're experiencing all of this injustice. So that's a great testimony because I think it does start with white men and white women understanding their role they play. Something that, we incorporate in my business with wellness. We talk about those things. So I think that's amazing.
Yeah, and I think that his example and he went deeper, like he talked specifically about in the book, I talk about redlining and generational wealth. Right. And he said he's a realtor. And he said, I'm a realtor. And all of the time in my life that I've been a realtor, it was post redlining. But he said, the impacts are still out. So he says all of this. And some naysayers came under his post who didn't read the book. It was just a defensive, well, what about everything else that's in the country? And what about, and I'll say he deleted those negative posts, and he sent me a private message and he said, I hope you weren't offended by me deleting the negative post because I was dialoguing with one of the people. And he said, I do not want her negative, misguided comment to take away from the intention of the post. So I think that what's happening is discussions are being had and change can be made. I've had a few people tell me, I don't know what systemic racism is. Can you give me an example? And they're dead serious. So I would say, well, let's think of the industry you're in. If you're in higher ed, let's talk about standardized testing. If you're a realtor, let's talk about redlining. If you are wondering why Black people have some hesitation about this COVID vaccination. Let's talk about the Tuskegee experiment, right? So I think that this is giving everyone an opportunity to be bold and have dialogues and awareness, and you are able to learn new things. And in you having that awareness and learning, it can then have a ripple effect. So I say to people, once you've done this work, examine yourself, you've listened and you've learned, you then now have to be bold. So you have to take it to work. You have to be bold and speak out about policies and injustices and just different things happening all around you if we truly want to see a change.
That's amazing. That's the work that needs to be done. We have to have these open conversations. And I love that the title is Be Bold, because as it is bold, but it's actually just necessary dialect, like you said, that needs to be said, that's been brushed underneath the table for hundreds of years. And now people think we've come so far, but we're still very stagnant of where we're at. So this is great. So where are you going next with your book? Where are your next steps? What's your next, where do we go from here?
Yeah, and it's amazing that you just said, where do we go from here? I literally was about to tell you, it's heartbreaking yet encouraging for me, and I'll explain why I say that. To realize that I feel like our time right now is very similar to the civil rights era. There's been a lot of comparison. And you just said, where do we go from here? Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. wrote a book before he was assassinated called Where Do We Go From Here? He wrote a book called Love and Action. For me to read those books in 2020, last year when I was reading them, and realizing that it seems so similar. If I close my eyes, I would think, no, he wrote these books in 2018 and 2019, not, in the 50s and 60s. Well, I think a difference that we have now is evident by what you and I are doing right now. We are in different states. We're able to broadcast to people across the world, frankly, through this platform. And this is something that they didn't have during the civil rights era. They had to wait until the media chose to give them footage. They had hose pipes put on them and dogs put on them for a while before the media got to see. And I think that was a big difference with George Floyd. We all got to see that 8-minute and 46-second video in real time from a young woman who boldly recorded it and put it on social media live. We didn't have to wait for a CD dash cam surveillance footage for the media to choose to air it when they wanted to, how they wanted to, in an edited way. So the question is, what's next? And for me, I can tell you, I don't know. I am typically very type A, a planner, but this whole has been, you don't have time to plan. You need to just be obedient and write. And I've been speaking and doing engagements, and they've all been kind of, you just need to be ready to jump in whenever the call comes to do whatever it is necessary in that moment to advance the mission and the message behind Be Bold.
I love it. I love it. I love it. And you're a Black author, so that puts an extra spin on it. So amazing. So is this your only book that you have out right now, or do you have another book?
This is my only book. This was my first book.
Okay, so this is your first book. Amazing. Bravo. Bravo. Yay. So how can people... Yes, yay, Be Bold. So people can go on your website and order the book, correct?
Yes. My website is www.theboldlatoyaburrell.com, and there are bulk options on there. Like I've had a few people, like I had one person about 2 weeks ago, she reached out and said, your website mentions bulk options. I want to buy 15 because I want to start a growth group. So all of those options are on the website, but for those people who are also like me and like the convenience of Amazon Prime, the book is also on Amazon.
Okay, great. Great. Well, I definitely will be incorporating it into my book club. I want everyone to be able to read this and be bold with you and talk about these uncomfortable situations that, we need to be talking about. This is so amazing. Thank you. Thank you. We appreciate you coming out on the Rolling Out AM show for our Wellness Wednesday. Be well, inhale the positive, exhale the negative, and have a great day. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Latoya, for coming on the show. You were talking some great things. It gave me chills when I was listening. So thank you so much for coming on, sharing your story, and just, enlightening everyone, because a lot of times people say, like you said, well, give me some examples of systemic racism. Here you go.
Right.
Here you go with redlining. And here you go with the real estate stuff. Here you go with the Tuskegee experiment. experiment. So thank you so much for giving us all of those different examples. We definitely appreciate
Yeah.
it. And if you missed it, go get her book. Like, let's start a book
Right.
club. Can we download it on Audible? I tease with one of our other co-hosts that I listen to all of my books. But can we
Yeah.
download it on Audible? Is it on anything Audible?
It is not on Audible yet, but to answer Shay's question, what's next? I am literally working with sound engineers right now on the next step for Audible.
Great.
I'm an Audible
Okay.
girl
Great.
too. I can have the physical book, but I love my Audible. But I will say this: my brother-in-law, I told someone else it's not on audio yet, and he said I bought it on Kindle, and he's like, I listened to it through my Kindle. So it's
Oh, okay.
that's the option to listen to it right now via Kindle, but Audible is coming.
Wonderful.
What's Kindle? What's Kindle? Amazon. Kindle is Amazon, right?
Yeah, Kindle, like the little tablet
It's
and stuff. Yeah.
ebook, so you can download the ebook
Mm.
via
Yeah.
Amazon, and then if you download the ebook, you can have it to read to you via Kindle. Yeah.
Okay,
Mhm.
great. Thank you so much. We definitely appreciate it.
Okay.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
What's going on for you?
Thank you.
Have a good one.
Okay,
Thanks.
take care. You too.
Thanks, guys.
Bye bye. It is 8:46 on the Rolling Out Wake Up Call. And Wake Up Call with your host, Portia Monique and Tiara Berry. And we
Good
are
morning.
are we going to a break? We're going to a break.
We gotta take a break. We'll be right
Are we
back.
going to a break? We'll be right
I
back.
think we
We'll
are.
be right back.
Last week, Brandon met a girl on a dating app. One day after work, he finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being too pushy? Maybe it was too
Hey, sorry I didn't respond. I was driving. I would love to go on a date. How does tonight sound?
Brandon tried to play it cool, but inside he knew. A girl so smart, so responsible. She must be a keeper.
What's more dangerous? A man who isn't afraid of death or one who's found everything to live for? I asked him if he was proud of me. He emphatically said yes as he laid his pecan-colored head on my chest, and I went through my mind 1,000 times to figure out what that could possibly mean, and every single example ended in motivation for me. So you may not be afraid to die, but I'm more afraid to let them down. And I found something to live for, which is a dangerous motive forever fueled. See, your thoughts may be involuntary, but my actions are very calculated. I was a man with a plan, but now I'm a dad with a decree, and you can't take that from me. My sons ain't raised by no coward, and they won't be one either. If this be the measure of a man, the yardstick gonna need way more meters. I take it too far, so they never come up short, because I found everything to live for.
Love it. Dedication.
We're back.
Hashtag dedication. We got a guest coming up at 9. So are we finishing up
We
your
do?
report, Tiara? Yeah.
My report was done. I just had those 3 stories. I'm good on my end.
Okay, well, let's go to mine then. What's going on with my
Yeah.
report? What's my first report, TJ? So we have our visual artist coming on at 9 o'clock.
Exciting.
And,
I've been loving all the artists we've been bringing on.
Listen, yes, shout out to our help, our partners in crime, so to speak, partners in media, for helping us book these dynamic guests. Of course, Taru is one of them. So thank you so much, Taru, for helping us. And Nikki from
Yes.
Good Girl PR, she actually booked. She helped us to schedule Abby. So eager to
Amazing.
talk to her. And I'm waiting on my first report. Okay, so y'all remember the of course y'all remember America's newest darling, Amanda Gorman. She is now model in addition to, her being a poet. So she got signed to become a model, guys. How great is that? So let me tell y'all about Amanda Gorman, inaugural poet. She signed with IMG Models. So she's definitely gorgeous, and whoever picked that yellow for her knew exactly what they were doing. But inaugural poet and former National Youth Poet Laureate Amanda Gorman won the hearts of everyone around the country after reciting the poem "The Hill We Climb" at the inauguration last week. And but this week she has another accomplishment to add to her list. According to the Hollywood Reporter, she will be represented by the leading modeling agency, which IMG, which will secure editorial opportunities and brand endorsements for her. So she's only 22. She attended Harvard. She graduated from Harvard. She has already become a style icon. So like I said, whoever styled her for the inauguration, they did a great job. That yellow looked amazing on her. So after her appearance at the inauguration, her yellow Prada, it was Prada, just in case you guys didn't know, and red headbands have resulted in thousands of Google searches and sold out inventories from trendy clothing stores, from customers looking to steal her look. According to Vogue, the headband from Prada has been sold out since the ceremony. I got a headband on, but mine not Prada. It is not red. But kudos to her.
Shout out to her.
Gorgeous. But in addition to being gorgeous, she's intelligent. Like, she's
Yeah,
smart.
beauty
Like,
and
I think that's
brains.
the one thing that we should definitely teach our daughters from the time that they're young enough to know. Because you know how people are. I don't have daughters, so I don't know. I just would imagine that this would be the type of mama that I would be. You intelligent and you pretty. You know, so I would always lead with the smart first. So just if y'all got daughters, you know, just make sure that you're praising them for being intelligent and smart and astute and all of that good stuff. In addition to being pretty.
I heard she wants to run for president in 2036.
Why not?
That's what she told. That's what she told the Obamas, and that's what she told Hillary and Bill Clinton on the inauguration stage. She was like, "Yeah, I'm going to run for president."
Hallelujah. Love it. Speaking of being bold, I love how Generation Z is just so bold and intelligent. Bold and intelligent. I love it, love it, love it.
Ain't playing no games.
Ain't playing no games. Y'all get it. This next generation, y'all got it. Y'all got it. So kudos to her, IMG, and all of that. Next, we have on the list, let's go to President Biden. He moves to address racial inequity. So, of course, you guys know that he has been signing all of these executive orders and whatnot, and not waiting for Congress and the Senate and people to vote on anything. He just basically put them in action. But he signed a series of executive actions revolving around racial equity policy on yesterday. So it's basically focusing on non-discrimination policy, prison reform, and public housing, quoting time to act. It's time to act. So he says it's what the core values of this nation call us to. Damn. My Siri how do I turn Siri off? How do I turn Siri off? Can y'all hear me? Yes, because I'm frozen again. How do I turn her off? Siri off. Off, girl, off. Siri off. Can y'all hear her? Anyway,
no, we can't hear her.
We
can hear her.
Okay, she keep thinking I'm calling her name. Siri off. Siri turn off. Anyway, going back to my story, Biden says it's what the core values of this nation call us to do, and I believe the vast majority of Americans, Democrats, Republicans, and Independents share these values and want us to act as well. So he said that during a signing ceremony at the White House alongside Madam Vice President-elect Kamala Harris.
Mm-hmm.
He said, "We have never fully lived up to the founding principles of this nation to state the obvious that all people are created equal and have a right to be treated equally throughout their lives." So, there we go.
Yep. He's trying to get it done within the next 6 days. So it's been, a week now since he's been in office. I think he's off to a good start. He better keep it up. I can't wait till you get to these student loans. Keep going down that list, Joe. Make me happy.
Yeah. $10,000 is not enough for the student loans. So let's push
that
towards
ain't nothing.
$50,000. Listen, let's push towards that $50,000 mark. And then
I'm gonna push towards $100,000.
Let's push towards that $100,000 mark. $100,000
Yes.
would completely get rid of mine. $50,000, I still have something to pay, but $100,000, here you go. I'll take it. And last but not least, Lauren Simmons, youngest ever female stockbroker on Wall Street, is going public. So, pioneering Wall Street stockbroker Lauren Simmons will be the face of the new digital series Going Public. This 10-part series will give diverse entrepreneurs a chance to win over investors and become a publicly traded company. With viewer support, entrepreneurs will be one step closer to ringing the bell at NASDAQ. So she said, "The moment I heard about this project, I knew I had to be a part of it. America's entrepreneurs are so much more than just the Silicon Valley tech guys who get most of the attention and most of the investment. I can't wait to share the untold stories of exciting and ambitious founders from across the country who, like me, are paving the way, doing something completely out of the box." Oh my God.
Wow.
Y'all, Siri is over here dictating everything I'm saying. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. My Mac is tripping. So congratulations to Lauren Simmons, the youngest
Shout out to her.
ever female stockbroker on Wall Street. Let me see if I can find out how old she is.
I love how when given, and I hate to say when given the opportunity, but when we are actually inside of these rooms and inside of these buildings, we get it done. We can compete with the best of them, with the rest of them. And I think that's one thing that they know and one thing that they try to hide from us. It's not a matter of if we can get into these rooms and be like them and be on the Wall Streets of the world. It's only a matter of when for us. So shout out to her for paving the way.
Absolutely. Yeah, so just to conclude her story, I know we got a guest at 9 o'clock, but just to conclude her story, it says that she went from stockbroker to media maven. Simmons made history when she became the youngest full-time trader on Wall Street at the age of 23. She's also the second African-American woman in the 226-year history of the New York Stock Exchange to hold that title. According to her LinkedIn, she graduated from Kennesaw State University in 2016 with a bachelor's degree in genetics. She worked as an associate business analyst and sales manager at Saks. In 2017, she joined Rosenblatt Securities and started a journey that will change the trajectory of her career. So congratulations to her, 23 years old, and doing it. Like I said, this Generation Z is on top of it. I love them. We raised them though. That's what that is. They got raised by everybody.
I feel like I'm on the cusp of millennial and Generation Z. I feel like I'm on the cusp.
You full millennial, you full Generation Z. You full Generation Z.
I like to say Generation Z starts out in the 2000s. What's the 2000s?
We gonna
I'm a 90s baby through and through.
99 or 95? You 99, right?
98. Had I been born 4 days earlier, I would have been 97.
Okay, January baby.
So yeah. I don't know. I joke with people all the time because they love to call me Generation Z, and I just be like, them little kids.
You 23, right? Or did you turn 24?
Yeah. 23.
You're 23, Generation Z, girl. I'm about to see if I can go out and come back in, y'all, because this is ridiculous.
We hear you good. We don't hear Siri. We're good.
I'm back. That wasn't that bad. Okay, cool. So we have a guest. Are we going to break before we get our guest, or are we bringing our guest on? My chat got erased.
D Shields says she birthed 3 90s babies. Shout out to D Shields being a mom.
I saw
shout out to all the moms out there.
Yes, shout out to all the moms. We got a hard job, y'all. If we sat back and thought about our job, we would be just, in our feelings. We got a very hard job. And D, I did see your post about your grandbabies. You said that you bought them Apple products and your daughter and your son, they're mad over there. Team Apple. Anyway, let's go to our guest. So we have with us, Abby Salami, visual artist. Good morning to you. Oh, I love your background. Good morning.
Yeah, that's some of my artwork. Good morning.
Love it, love it, love it. Oh, I'm eager to get into it. So please welcome yourself to the AM Wake Up Call. Let our audience know who you are, where you reside, what you do, and we'll get right into this interview. Oh, and also, where can we find your work? Okay.
Oh, well, my name is Abby Salami. I'm a visual artist based in Dallas, Texas. I paint about the beauty and the essence of the Black woman, and while promoting positive mental health care. So I suffer from bipolar disorder, so I really want my art to kind of make people happy, put them in a positive mental state, and just make the world generally a better place. And you can find my art at www.abbysalami, that's ABI, and salami, just like the meat, SALAMI.com. And also my Instagram is abby.m.salami. That's Instagram. So yeah.
Abby.m.salami. We'll see if we can bring that up. Go ahead.
Yeah, I love your story so far, and I see some of the artwork behind you. So where do you mostly find your inspiration to create the pieces that you create?
A lot from my life, and a lot from just kind of viewing other Black women in my life and the things that they kind of have to go through. And so I really want my art to show us, like, to normalize the Black women enjoying themselves, normalize Black women taking time for self-care, normalize Black women enjoying luxury and not being judged for it. I really want my art to be considered fine art that has Black women in it, and not in a fetishizing way, like in an actual, like, almost adoring way, like almost like they're idols, like in this very regal way. That's why they all have this kind of like purple skin, because I think purple is like a really regal color, and so I use that because I'm like, Black women are in my head royalty, so let me show that through my art.
So at what age were you when you discovered your passion for art? How old were you? How did you discover it?
I was like really young. I think my earliest memory was every weekend we would go see my grandfather, my paternal grandfather, and I would do these drawings for him. And he would tell my parents, he's like, hey, this girl's got something, like, keep on buying her art supplies. And I might have been like 4 or 5 when that happened. And I've kind of just always been like this artistic person my entire life.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Wow. Yeah, my son, my youngest son, he has a passion for art, but he, since video games came around, he doesn't do it quite as often. So I'm trying to push him back into it because he's really, really, really good. He did his own comic book at 6 and illustrated it and all of that. So yeah, so that's why I was curious about.
I remember doing that too.
Yes. So tell us about that piece behind you with the girl with the camera and her yellow swimsuit. We were just talking about Amanda Gorman and her yellow and how it looked beautiful on her, and it looks beautiful on your
painting. Let me push it back so you guys can kind of see it, all of it. But so the piece is called Don't Look Back in Anger, and you can't really see it with my big head in the way, but it's about not ruminating on bad thoughts. So like letting go of bad thoughts, We have, if I turn the camera, you can see. So you have two girls with cameras. You have one over there and one over here. And that represents like whenever you think about an embarrassing moment and you keep thinking about it. You keep thinking about the different angles, what other people were thinking about, like were perceiving of you. So you start feeling embarrassed and you keep diving deeper into that. And then over here in the middle, just slap in the middle, is a girl who's sitting on a beach and she's kind of staring off into the horizon. That's kind of a reminder that whenever you're having a moment where you're kind of engulfed in the, these bad thoughts, these negative thoughts from your past, like just find your beach, like get away from that and find your beach and find your happiness. So that's why that piece is called Don't Look Back in Anger.
Don't look back in anger. I love that. And what was the inspiration for it? Like, was it something personal or?
Yeah, I recently just went through a breakup, so it's like a lot of the pieces I'm painting right now are based on like just like self-love, getting over it, and just starting over. So yeah.
I love that. I love how you can express yourself through art and just get it all out and just leave it there. Like one of the things that I know that I do is when I'm angry or when I'm bothered or irritated or annoyed, whatever it is, I'll write exactly what I think. And as opposed to either pushing send to send it to the person or giving it to the person or sharing it with the person, I'll just tear it up because getting it off of me and my mind was enough. But I might have to take up some art because I like that.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Now,
So do
you, yes, it is definitely therapy. Go ahead, Tiara.
No, I wanted to ask, so when you get your ideas and projects, do you draw them out first or do you just go straight into painting? Do you outline? Because I'm just really intrigued about your process.
I am obsessed with my iPad. It's like my favorite thing on the planet, and I use it. I can literally carry it everywhere, and it's so that whenever I have an idea or a concept, I can either just take a note or do like a quick sketch. And usually when I have an idea, I have to kind of like go through the internet and source some images, some reference images, to kind of get the idea really fleshed out. But yeah, they just kind of come to me. It's weird. I might be listening to a song, or just like see the sunrise or sunset, or just like there's usually like really like poignant moments where like I'm just overwhelmed with emotion, and then I'll be like, okay, well I got to capture this somehow. So and then it's straight to my iPad and trying to figure out how to like articulate that but visually. So yeah.
And what app do you use on your iPad?
I use Procreate. It's $10. It's like super cheap. Yeah. It's a great app. It's very powerful considering how cheap it is, actually.
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna download that. I'm gonna try that because as I write, I also see pictures too. So I don't know. I might have to try my hand at it. You have another painting in the background, and before we get to that one, I wanted to know what size is the one that is "Don't Look Back in Anger." What size is that? It looks huge.
That one. This is my largest piece to date. I think it's 5.5 by 7.5 feet.
Oh,
so it's a pretty large piece. Like, I'm 5.5 feet, so it's basically as tall as me. The ones in the background are smaller. Those are 24 by 24. Let me see if I can move this.
Yeah, you can. It looks beautiful. Oh wow, look at that.
Oh wow.
Okay. Yeah. So these ones on the wall over here are part of a series I did when I was kind of overcoming a really bad spell with depression. So the series is called My Precarious Queendom, and each one of them is kind of like me overcoming my depression. So we have Poise over here. She's one of my favorites. She's just that beautiful, regal sense, like being confident in who you are. And then we have over here Choices, and that's like you have to make this choice whenever you're suffering from depression, whether you're going to stay down there or you're going to, really fight back. And then the last one, Cleanse. I don't know if you can see her. She's also one of my favorites. And that's just cleansing yourself of all the impurities, right? So whether it's, impure thought or impure actions, just like getting all of that out so that you can find your happy place. You can find your queendom and, move on. So that's that series.
So what medium do you use?
I paint in acrylic and I really like gold leaf. That's
see that.
the shiny.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like one of my favorite my favorite mixed media things to use. I use it all the time. I have a piece over here. I don't know if you guys can see that one. I just completed that one.
I want it. Oh my
that is
God.
beautiful.
So her earring is gold leaf, right? And is
earring
that
and
a moon or the sun? The sun.
It's like and then the sun is gold leaf. So I was experimenting with that yesterday, and it turned out awesome. So
you did that yesterday?
I literally finished that yesterday.
Wow.
Yeah.
When you putting it up for sale?
I'm always working that.
When you putting it up for sale?
Right. We're gonna start bidding on it.
Well, actually, these two pieces, the large one and that one I just showed you, are actually going to be in an upcoming show at this place called the Neighborhood Store in Dallas, and they're putting on this really, really badass exhibition of female artists for Black History Month. It was put together by this girl named Molly, and I am so excited for the show because the art that was brought. I mean, I feel like it was never been done in Dallas before, and it's going to be like crazy. So I'm really excited about that exhibition.
Wow. Yeah, you're gonna have to give us the details for it. So is it gonna be virtual or in person? It is virtual.
It's in person. I don't think they're going to do a virtual component, but there'll be photos and stuff. But it's here in the Design District in Dallas, Neighborhood Store. I forget what street they're on, Converse or some street. I have the details. It'll be on my Instagram and website. So if you need all the follow-up information, it'll be on there.
Wonderful. Facebook is checking in. Pat Thurston George says, beautiful work. She said, I also love the names of your pieces and the backstories. D. Shields says she loves it. Gerald Johnson says, awesome works. And Dee also says art therapy, hearts, clap hands, and all of that. Yes, I love it, love it. So you told us for Black History Month you're going to be doing this exhibition. We're looking forward to that. But in addition to that, what do you have anything else going on that you can share that you want to share with our platform?
Yes, I also have the group exhibition going on in Gilroy, California. It's I'm part of a gallery called Gallery 1202, and they had a exhibition for just the artists that are represented by the gallery, and it's called Looking Back in 2020. And the whole point was for each artist to come up with a piece that represented how they handled 2020 and the crazy year. And my piece actually was a self-portrait of me with a shirt that says Thrive on it, because the beginning part of 2020 was scary, terrifying, nerve-wracking, anxiety was high, and I had to really reframe my mentality to survive the year. And by doing that, I feel like I'm thriving. So that's kind of why I did that piece. And then also I'm kind of working on, I'm sure you see a similar theme between the larger piece and that one that I showed you. And then there's one back here. I can't see what you guys are seeing, but there's another larger one
that's beautiful.
I'm working on.
Oh my God.
And so yeah, that's a whole series that I'm working on. It's based on a parallel universe that I've made up in my head, where women are allowed to go to basically retreat from the world, right? So like 2020 was crazy, and I just imagined this world where they have these beautiful pink pastel skies and everything's very like minimalistic, but the women are there to just be unapologetically healed, like to engage in self-care, to forgive, heal, flourish, grow, whatever you got to do so that, whenever you're ready to leave and go back to earth, you're all re-energized. So this series is going to, talk about, like I said, ruminating thoughts and getting over them. This one over here is about control and realizing that you can't always be in control of everything. You got to let go and have a little bit of spirituality in your life. The one back there is realizing that you have baggage yourself that you're bringing into every relationship, and just being at peace with the baggage. So there's a lot of topics I'm going to kind of broach that have to do, I guess, mostly with relationship, but also just like with being a person in this world and just loving yourself.
Yeah.
Well, we're definitely going to have to follow your movement. Facebook is chiming in again and wanted to know what is your Instagram again. And
Yes, it is.
You can give us that. Go ahead. No, go
Oh,
ahead.
yeah, my Instagram is at abi.m as in Mary .salami, like salami, just like the meat, and that's my Instagram account. And my website is just my name, abisalami.com.
Okay, and is your art for sale? And so where can people purchase it?
Yes, my art is for sale. You guys can inquire with me. There's on my website, there's a contact us, so you can always inquire there. I have some of my selected works on there too, so you can inquire there. You can also shoot me a DM on Instagram. I can send you a link to my available works, but also on my website, there's a little pop-up. If you go there, if you enter your email address, it will send you a downloadable link of my available works. So that's how you can get in contact with me.
Great. Yes.
Yeah, I have so many questions, but we have to wrap. Thank you so much for coming on the Rolling Out AM Wake Up Call, sharing your story, sharing your beautiful artwork. They're chiming in on Facebook again and said, Pat says she just started following you. Yes. Some of our famous, powerful celebrities need to promote and get behind an arts festival where it's all of the arts, music of all kinds, portrait or print and dramatic art. You just gave away some free game, Gerald. Somebody about to say that. Yes. And then Marcus Mays chimed in and said passionate artwork. So thank you very much for coming on. We definitely love and adore your artwork. It's beautiful. I'm still looking at the one in the background with the mountains and the river. And is that the ocean or the river and the sand? And you inspired me. So thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys having me on the show.
You too. We'll talk to you soon. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Wow.
I'm going to her website. I'm going to check it out. I like it. I'm inspired. I got paint at home.
Looking at my walls,
I can do this.
Paint therapy or art therapy is real. Like I remember I hung out with my family over the Christmas break and we did like a sip and paint together. And it was a lot of fun. It was really relaxing, calming. So I love to see Black women getting into art.
My mom, she loves to paint. And so for her birthday, we sat out on a deck and had some cocktails and did like a paint and sip. And I didn't get a chance to finish mine. I need to go back and finish mine. I'm gonna try her foil technique because it's beautiful. So y'all know I'm a whole pop artist. Don't make me into a whole visual artist either.
She's a whole artist.
She's an
artist, period.
Artiste. Yes. I love it. TJ talking about shaking my head. So do we have a break before we get into our next guest? We see that our guests are here just a little early. Let's bring them on. So we have Micah and Heidi Sampley joining us. Of course. Hey y'all. Hey.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome to the Rolling Out AM Wake Up Call. Please introduce yourself to our family on Facebook, Twitter, as well as YouTube. Let them know who you are. Let them know about your company together and where we can find these delicious beignets. So please welcome yourself to the show.
Yes.
Hey, everybody, guys. Thank you for having us on. It's an honor. It's an
Absolutely.
honor.
Of course.
I'm Michael Sampley. Most people know me as a gospel recording artist. Travel the world spreading the good news of Jesus Christ in song, and teaching, and workshops, and everything else. And Heidi is my wife. We've been married 22 years, 5 children. And it's just been a joy. It's It's been a joy just doing what we do. And now we have expanded into our roots, which is cooking. We're both in. And you want to talk about the companies?
Yes. Food is really just like staple of our life growing up. Being from Louisiana, anybody that knows anything about Louisiana, it's all about the food. My family is mostly from Slidell, Louisiana. His family mostly from Baton Rouge, New Orleans. So, you know, we just grew up eating good food and we know good food. And so we took the leap back in 2017 and got into the restaurant business and really did very well with that. So as that, you know, we saw just how much people loved our food and especially the beignets, which were our signature item. We decided to take it to the next step, and the pandemic kind of created an atmosphere for us to have time to focus on putting the company together effectively and being able to launch it as a, you know, major retail product. So it's been exciting.
Yep.
Well, tell us. So you guys are married. You just let us know that you guys have 5 children. Those are all
Right.
blessings.
Wow.
Congratulations to you on raising 5 children. But what was the inspiration behind y'all getting? So y'all together all the time, right? So
Right.
y'all got 5 kids. But what was the inspiration to be like, I want to be together just a little bit more. Let's cook together. Let's do this. Let's get into business together. So how did y'all come up with that idea?
You want to go?
I never wanted a restaurant. This was always a vision of hers, but I love cooking. So I think the just the love of just seeing the expression on people's faces when they experience our food was very rewarding for me. Even when we throw Christmas parties and, you know, events here in our home, people were just like, "Am I getting an invitation? Am I getting an invitation?" So it was very exciting to see that. And so when we started the company,
the food brand,
Orleans Foods, we wanted to start with our flagship product, which is the beignets. Now, if you know anything about beignets, or if you don't, let me explain what a beignet is. A beignet, in a nutshell, if a donut and a funnel cake had a baby, it would be a beignet.
Yep.
Oh, it's sweet. I didn't know that.
Yeah, you never had beignets, Portia?
Sweet.
Yeah.
So I attended school at Grambling. I went to Grambling, so I'm very familiar with Slidell
Come on,
and
Grambling.
Baton Rouge. Yes, GSU in the house. And so I remember the beignets, but I don't remember them being sweet. I didn't know that. So you said
Yes,
donut and the funnel cake. Okay.
Yeah, it's the official Louisiana donut.
Yeah. It's official donut of Louisiana. So it's different than a donut though. It's very light and fluffy, like a little pillow, and the inside is like hollow. So yeah, it's just a treat.
Yeah,
It's
very light.
Okay.
And so Cafe Du Monde was the 18th century.
Yeah, they were the kind of started the whole beignet movement over 200 years ago. And so this is, you know, something that's been around for a long time. And it's just, like I said, a staple, especially in New Orleans, Louisiana. People, you know, this is what they love.
Yeah,
so.
you have the Dumont family flying into Georgia to come to our spot and eat our beignets.
They checked us out.
Wow.
They checked us out.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how did you guys get the idea to get them packaged, first off, and then into the Walmart stores? How did you guys get into the Walmart stores as well?
Well, we decided to actually started working on this packaging back in early 2019. We got with a company out of Mississippi to help us put together a commercial, you know, product that we could, you know, retail. Just from the feedback that we received, you know, from our beignets. And so, of course, Walmart is the retailer of choice for a lot of people. So that was, you know, definitely a goal for us to reach out to them, figure out how we could get into their network. And so it's really just been almost like a miracle. We're brand new, but we just had we we had faith. I say we had faith for it. We were just like, let's just try.
Yeah.
And we're fulfilled by Walmart online right now, and we're working on the actual shelves now. So waiting on them to confirm that part, but they handle our fulfillment out of their warehouse and ship our products out.
Customer service.
So that's really like a dream come true, just being brand new and not having those kind of headaches and shipping and returns and so it's just a great blessing. It's a great blessing.
Okay, so we see that it's a mix, right? How do we prepare these? So I'm not a chef. I don't cook a lot. I do have babies, but I leave that to my mama to do the cooking. But if I wanted to do some beignets based off of your mix, how would I do them? How should I prepare them?
Very simple. We put everything in the mix for you.
Yeah.
All you do is add hot water.
Yeah. This our recipe was put into, we had the food scientists make sure they matched our recipe to the T to get it to where, people that don't cook, don't like all the
We got you, girl. We got you.
But they want the treat.
Thank you.
Yeah, and as long as you can knead the dough and roll it out and cut it and drop it in the fryer, you got some French donuts right at the house.
Hot piping.
Wow.
Delicious.
Now, can we use that with the air fryer? Do you know?
The air fryer, honestly, we did test it on the air fryer. It does not give you the same experience. It just doesn't give that lift and that fluffiness.
You don't get that pillow that you're looking for.
Yeah. So, you really go the traditional route preparing them in the oil.
Yeah.
Okay. Great.
Yeah.
And no, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna, since we're here and talking about beignets, we do have some exciting news about just taking this even further. We're launching two, in partnership with another company. We're launching 2 restaurant locations in Virginia, actually next week, and nobody knows. So this is where we're making the announcement.
Exclusive.
Yeah, I got my best
yesterday. It's very exciting. It's very exciting. And it's really just expanding the beignet concept from what you traditionally do with the powdered sugar. We've come up with sauces and fillings and toppings. And so it's called Orleans Beignets, and it's Chesterfield and Richmond are the first 2 locations with our Kurt Mine Global. And so it's just exciting. It's very exciting.
So I got a really cool stuff popping for you guys. Like we sim with sweet potato, like a sweet potato pie.
Yeah, peaches and cream,
strawberries and cream. Banana Foster. Yeah. Don't do your face like that. God is good.
Okay. That is great.
Okay,
so you said the name of the name of it is Orleans Beignets. Is that the name of it? What's the name of it again?
Yes, that's the name of it. Just real simple. It's just a whole beignet. Yeah. And it'll be one of the locations is strictly delivery, like through Grubhub, Uber Eats, and then the other one is delivery and pickup now, and then it'll, as soon as COVID settles a little more, it'll be dine-in as well in Chesterfield.
Oh,
okay. So you said Virginia. You said Virginia. Why Virginia as opposed to New Orleans or Baton Rouge or Slidell?
Well, the partner that we have, he's actually a very, very well-known restaurateur, and he came and had our food, and he just was blown away. And he was like, I gotta take this around the world. We were like, yay! So he wanted to start in Richmond. He's based in Richmond. So he wanted to start the soft launch of this kind of concept, moving it out of Richmond first as his base, and then we're going to take and see where we go from there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. Okay, so
well, you know, if a restaurateur wants to open up, I'm sorry, what did you say, Portia?
No, go ahead, Tiara. Go ahead.
No, I was saying, you know, if a restaurateur wants to take and open up a restaurant based off you guys, and you know, you guys got some good food, so that's amazing.
Yeah, it's an honor. It's definitely an honor.
So with all this working together and the kids and the businesses, now you're adding 2 restaurants into it. How do y'all work together? Like, it's a lot of togetherness. So how do you guys make that work?
Trust me, we have our days when we need to like not be together. You go that way, I go that way.
Let me tell you, I'm guilty of going to the movie theater in the middle of the day by myself. Like, I don't want to see nobody. I want to hear nobody.
It definitely takes balance, and you have to turn it off when necessary.
Yeah.
So coming from working together in music, because we've worked together in music 16 years. You know, we write songs together, travel together. I've been managing his career. So, you know, it really just, you know, we've learned how to together. And you know, not to say that we still don't have our challenges, but we've gotten better, and we keep getting better, and you know, keep growing.
I'm a challenge by myself, so I'm a challenge. So let's be honest.
Love that.
That's another platform to discuss marriage and all that stuff. We can do that another time.
Right. So congratulations on all of your success, your new restaurants, getting on Walmart.com. We're going to claim that you guys are going to be in the store, Walmart.
Thank you.
Store.
Yes.
As soon as possible, we're declaring and decreeing, touching and agreeing that you will be in the store.
Amen. Come on.
Amen. So, Micah and Heidi, you mentioned that you managed his career as well. So we got all of these new ventures going on. I'm not sure of the ages of the kids, but you might be kind of emptying out that nest pretty soon, or you may have like some preschoolers. I don't know.
Yeah, our youngest is actually 16, so yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay, so y'all empty. Y'all like on the edge of being empty. Good for y'all.
Yeah.
But so Micah, we know that you are a heavyweight in the gospel industry. Are you gonna have time to bring us some more music? You know we love your music. So will there be any more music on the horizon for you?
Yeah. I've been in the studio for the past couple of years, to be honest.
Okay.
You know, Heidi and I was trying to finish up this project back in 2019, but we had a sudden death. Our daughter passed away, 15-year-old. And then, so they kind of shut everything down for me for a while. And it has taken me a minute to kind of get myself back into the groove of things. We've hit that 1-year anniversary now, but I'm actually planning to release a new album this year. So I got some stuff coming out, and some healing songs, you know, just some things that I think will bless others. One thing that Benny Hinn told me, he said, Micah, if your music doesn't minister to you, it will never minister to anybody else. And so I think I'm really in that place where this music that's coming out of us now, it's really healing me, helping me.
I'm feeling that.
Wow.
Yeah. Sorry about your loss of, you know, losing your daughter. But like you said, you got some healing music on the horizon for us. We can't wait to hear it. Hopefully you'll come back to the show so that you can, you know, do something with us. So
y'all do everything.
You can sing. Let's get some beignets. Right.
Look, we could
Y'all come
preview
back.
it while
We
we
need some beignets.
taste test. We could do it all.
Hey, that's what.
Right.
Yeah,
Do we
let's
have
do
to go to
that.
Orleans Beignets in Richmond, Virginia to actually get some, or can we just get some beignets? That's what I'm just saying.
Yeah. So
Um,
it's exciting. It's exciting times. God has a way of healing you in different ways, and just even during the pandemic, all the things that we've had going on just have been a part of just bringing us back to wholeness and joy, and letting us still see that God is good.
Yeah, and I know we're doing this interview with you guys, and it's an honor to talk about this product. But for some reason, I just feel like saying this: Hallelujah, thine the glory. Hallelujah, amen. Hallelujah, thine the glory. Revive us again. Revive us again.
Somebody in the kitchen cutting
y'all
onions.
got me tearing up. I was just saying.
Somebody's in the kitchen cutting onions.
Right.
Right. Oh my gosh, that was so beautiful.
Somebody needed to hear that today, so I just wanted to drop that.
Absolutely. And I was gonna ask you to sing something for us, and I didn't have to because you felt
That was
it, and
perfect.
you're ministering to us, you're ministering to everybody in social media world. It was beautiful. You brought tears to our eyes and made us want more for your project. So we're yearning for your project to come out. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful voice. And we can't wait. You got to come back. Yes. Thank you for blessing us this morning. Facebook is
so much.
checking
And
in.
It's been our
Now
pleasure.
saying, hey now, amen. Yes. T Shields is giving you guys some applause. Marcus May says God is great at all times. So thank you so much for coming on and blessing us with that. You're gonna give us you nourishing our bodies with the beignets, you're nourishing our soul with the ministry. I'm just saying. Thank you so much for everything. We definitely appreciate you. You guys were wonderful. And we see that you get along great. So I know that you guys work together and you know how to, go to your separate corners. But you guys have a beautiful relationship. You can just tell. I'm loving the smiles and the laughter. So thank you so much again. Tell everybody where they can follow your movement. Where can we follow your movement?
Instagram.
Wait for your album.
Yeah, so Instagram for the food brand is Orleans Foods. Facebook is Orleans Foods Global. And then his personal IG for music and just learn more about him is going to be official Micah Stampley. I'm at Heidi Stampley, and that's it.
All right. And we will be on Walmart.com today. Because I'm going to find these.
Absolutely.
I'll place my orders today.
We appreciate it. Post a picture.
Yeah. And hit us up personally. We can walk you through any steps.
You have any questions?
Don't got to tell me twice.
I want to go in the kitchen now.
Get my DM
I
ready.
don't know if I want to go in the kitchen though, because I don't like frying nothing. We got one of those deep fryers. I don't know how to work it, but I don't.
We're gonna have to do a live in kitchen place. We're gonna have to do something live with you, and we'll bring your apron. We got you.
We do the tutorial.
I'm with y'all. All right, let's do it.
Let's do it.
I'm gonna hold y'all to it. Okay, y'all. Well, thank you so much for stopping by the
Thank you guys. Y'all have a wonderful day.
On all of your
yes,
congratulations on all of your success, and we will be following you. So thanks again.
Take
care.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Oh, I just
Beautiful
got my
couple.
whole soul blessed, y'all. I love
He was hiding that voice.
Like that. Girl, he is amazing. Like he is gospel recording artist, Michael Sampley. So, like he said, he took a step away to, work on the family business with the beignets. But when I say he sang.
Okay.
You
Okay.
heard it. And we don't have to do that live tutorial, y'all.
We are.
I don't know. I might have to go rent a kitchen though. I might have to go rent a kitchen because I don't know if my kitchen
You could
is.
do it. If it got a step by step, you just gotta follow the instructions.
Okay. So anyway, so let's go to break. We gotta go to break right now, but we'll come back and then we'll finish up with positive thoughts and all that good stuff. Let's go.
All right.
And I can't change, even if I try, even if I wanted to. My love, my love, my love, she keeps me warm. 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 She keeps me warm.
We are neighbors and best friends.
I love my sister.
My heart doesn't see race. Love is love.
Our family is no less than any other family.
Love is kind. Love is patient.
As a young girl, I just grew to love using power tools, pouring concrete, and doing things that were scary and loud, and yet I looked around and realized no other girls are doing these things. As I grew up, I realized that girls need to see themselves in this space. Start here. So that's what I set out to do, and I became an educator and a mentor for young girls.
No masks down till clear.
Making teaches girls how to think of their ideas as important.
Go light.
It changes the way they think about what they're capable of. If I can fuse metal, what can't I do?
Perfect. Look at how good that was.
And so I think Making for Girls is about voice, and that's what's really exciting because we're building the world we want to see for ourselves. Now I want to hear why you make.
Share your own Why I Make story today. Visit whyimake.org.
We back.
And we're back. We're back.
9:43 on the Rolling Out AM Wake Up Call with your hosts, Portia Monique and Tiara Berry. We just had some amazing guests, Micah and Heidi Sampley, married couple in business together, have been in the music business for a very, very long time. He's coming up with new music, but they were on today talking about their beignets. Producer TJ said he was ordering some. Tiara said she was ordering some, and I said we're gonna do a cooking tutorial for me. Because I don't necessarily, kitchen really ain't my thing. That's all I'm saying. I'm a whole pop artist. I'm about to become a visual artist. I'm coming for everything in 2020.
You're coming for everything. I know that's right.
Everything. Checks. Y'all know my song said writing, cashing on big checks. My song, Portia Monique's favorite things, because I'm a pop artist. Don't play with me. Producer TJ talking about Lord have mercy on me. Don't do that. Anyway, what else is going on in the world? Tiara Berry. Thank you, Marcus.
It's Wednesday.
I got support, TJ.
What Marcus say?
You can do it. I appreciate that. He said, I know you can do it. That's what I'm talking about, support. Support. Sorry, y'all.
What they say, if you think you can or if you think you can't, you're right.
Right, you're right. Shout out to Henry Ford.
Whether you think you can.
You're right. You're right. That's why I love Eminem's song, I Am Whatever I Say I Am. Like, I let my sons like listen to that, and I'm like, no truer words have I'm not gonna say ever, but Those are some true words.
Right.
Thank you, TJ. TJ said he supports me too. So TJ, she ready. Thank you, D Shields.
She ready.
What else we got going on? So y'all want to talk about Rosalind Brewer becoming Walmart CEO. Let's see if I can pull up the story. She is leaving Starbucks to become the CEO. Do we have a story queued up?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yes,
Starbucks
she was
chief.
the
Actually, she wasn't the CEO of Starbucks. She was the COO of Starbucks.
operating
She's going to replace
officer.
Stefano Pacino as CEO of Walgreens Boots Alliance, the drugstore chain, confirmed on yesterday morning. She will be the only Black woman leading a Fortune 500 company. Okay, y'all, 2021 is the year to stop being the first and the only. But congratulations to her because she is paving the way. She has been with Starbucks since 2017. Her departure comes as investors, regulators, and activists push for more diversity in corporate America. Rosalind Brewer, she attended Spelman, didn't she, Tiara?
Yep. Class of 84, I believe.
Spelman sister.
Yep.
84. Oh my God, good for her. Okay. So Starbucks announced her departure, saying she's leaving at the end of February for the CEO position at an undisclosed publicly trading company. We now know that undisclosed company is Walgreens. Wait a minute. Yeah, she's leaving. Okay. As CEO of Walgreens, she will be the only Black woman.
Only.
We got some great shoes to fill, y'all. Women's History Month is coming up, but before that, we got Black History Month, and she doing her thing.
Period.
I love it.
As always.
Period. Point blank. Walgreens shares rose nearly 8% in extended trading on the news. The stock is down 5% over the past 12 months, bringing its market value of $42.5 billion with the B.
Imagine being a CEO of that.
She joined Starbucks board in 2017 and became a COO later that year after serving as CEO of Sam's Club, which is owned by Walmart. She was the first Black woman to be COO of Starbucks and to head a division at the big box retailer. Prior to her time at Walmart, she worked for consumer packaged goods giant Kimberly-Clark. Y'all know Kimberly-Clark. Kimberly-Clark make all the toilet tissue that be at y'all job. Y'all know that when y'all go to work and women, y'all go into the stalls, y'all see the little Kimberly-Clark. That's not all she makes, but that's what I think of when I think of Kimberly-Clark.
It's a money maker.
So in her current role, she deals with a wide range of responsibilities from tech initiatives to the creation of new coffee drinks. She was widely expected to be the successor to current CEO Kevin Johnson. After she leaves, her responsibilities will be split between CMO Brady Brewer and Roseanne Williams, who serves as the president of the company related locations in the U.S. and Canada. So she got a big job on her hands.
Definitely.
Congratulations to her. So Spelman over there doing big things. You got what college? Spelman, yes. What college did Stacey Abrams attend? It was Spelman, right?
Spelman College.
Stacey Abrams. Y'all got. If I had a daughter, I would highly encourage her to attend Spelman. I'm trying to highly encourage my son to go to Morehouse, but he like,
They should.
No, I'm not forcing him. I want him to. He wants to attend FAMU. I think he should go.
That's
to
another good
Morehouse.
one.
It's just something. FAMU was good, but after watching Taru's documentary, it was just kind of cemented in my brain that one of the guys, he reconfirmed it for me because I don't know because it's an all-Black school, but I'm like, they do something to those men that go in as boys and come out as men. They kind of rejig and get in
Yeah, I would.
and recalibrate, and they do something to them. And because every Morehouse man that I know is great, and they marry
Yeah,
black.
yeah. I would say that if you're, I recommend any HBCU for our Black youth, but I can say that going to an all-girls school right next to an all-boys school, you get an idea of what it means to be Black on top of what it means to be gendered and Black. And that's something that I can say is very specific. I don't think I would have came into my womanhood or girlhood or sisterhood the same way at a different institution. But that's just the only take I have on it. That does separate Spelman and Morehouse from a lot of the other schools.
I know they do something to they break them down and they build them back up, and they instill all of this stuff that they need to know. And I don't know of another school, HBCU, PWI, whatever. I don't know of another one that does it quite like Morehouse does it. That's why I'm like, if you're gonna do it, like your undergrad experience should really be Morehouse. Like you can go to Morehouse for grad school, if you wanted to.
No, you
But
can't.
some undergrad
Or if you went to
experience.
the School of Medicine, but we don't have
They don't
graduate
have a
school
grad school?
unless you go. Morehouse School of Medicine is not the same as Morehouse. So Morehouse School of Medicine is co-ed, is a different campus, a different everything. But Spelman and Morehouse, we don't have graduate schools. So yeah.
I'm laughing at D. I didn't know that. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I want him to get the experience, the undergrad experience. But hey, I'm just a mama. And
He
he's
should. When
like,
does he
I'm
have to
good.
make a decision?
So anyway.
He graduates this year?
He graduates this year. So he's set on FAMU. I'm not
applications.
gonna discourage him. His a lot of his family members attended there. Some are still there. That's where his heart is set on. His major, of course, is music.
Good.
I think they got the baseball team down there. He's supposed to be getting a scholarship.
I'm surprised he wouldn't want to do music in Atlanta.
He really wants. So his goal initially was to go to California. Of course, we got family in California, so he wanted to go down to LA.
Right.
After he graduated, but then he was like, I want to go to a HBCU. Hallelujah. Because that was definitely a challenge in getting him to come around, because when he was probably like 6 and 7, his granddad took him to University of Michigan and put these dreams in his head. Not that it's anything wrong with it. He just did it before I could put the dreams in his head of HBCU. So for a long time, he held on to that University of Michigan dream. And so it took him a while to be like, okay, I want to go HBCU. So
yeah.
Anyway, D Shield says, yeah, Teru, are you on, Teru? What's the name of his documentary again? TJ Teru, his documentary. He came on a couple of weeks ago, and he was talking about his documentary, and he said his documentary will be. I talked to him, and he said that it was picked up by Amazon Prime. So that is a great thing. Yeah, but I'm not exactly sure of the air date. I think it's A Man Like Me. What's the name of his documentary? Let me get it right.
What About Me? Is it What
What
About Me?
About Me? What About Me? Yeah, let me see. So congratulations to him on his document. That's it? What About Me? That's it. And then D also said, Portia, am I doing some Valentine's Day music? Girl.
Yes, she is. By Funny Valentine.
Come on, voice of God. I gotta make a decision on that. Valentine's Day, yes.
You should.
I gotta think of some Valentine's Day music. I should. Why not? It's 2021.
You should. Spread some love, yes.
Ode to Salt and Pepper, Express Yourself, Valentine's Day edition. Express yourself. Can I do a cover, or would they charge me for that? Covers are free, right? More than just a mama. Come through, Marcus. Marcus said you more than just a mama. I love that. I have to do it, D. You're right. 9:55 on the Rolling Out AM wake up call. Let's get into positive thoughts. I'm not sure where my co-host went. Is she there? Co-host. Positive thoughts. 9:55. Let's talk about leadership, y'all. No matter what you're going through, you have to always remember that somebody might be going through something worse than you. So a leader is best when people barely know that he exists, when his work is done. His aim is fulfilled. They will say, we did it ourselves. So that's by Lao Tzu. He's one of the ancient Asian great. He's not Confucius. Was that racist? Anyway, but the quote again is, a leader is best when people barely know he exists, when his work is done, his aim fulfilled. They will say, we did it ourselves. So let's go out, be leaders, more leadership, less judgment. Make sure that people feel good about themselves. Like, you don't have to condemn or judge people. Just help people, because you never know what people are going through. And I am going to pass the ball to my lovely co-host Tiara, who is to my left, and we're going to get into her positive thoughts.
There I am. So guys, as you know, yesterday was the anniversary of the unfortunate passing of Kobe Bryant. So my quote for today is, I don't want to be the next Michael Jordan. I only want to be Kobe Bryant. And that is a statement made by Kobe himself. Let's stop trying to be the next person or the next GOAT or whoever we think we want to be. Let's focus on being our best selves, like Kobe did. And that's all I got.
Okay, we still got 3 minutes. Let's see what else we can bring up about. We still got 3 minutes, maybe like 2 minutes. We like to talk about John Maxwell. I learned about John Maxwell in college, and I would read all of his leadership books. I remember at the time, my boyfriend and I, we would, get his little books. He had the small books, so you can get the leadership training in the bite-sized doses. But we would read them together. 21 Laws of Irrefutable Truth, 21 Laws of Leadership. So if you're not a fan of John Maxwell training, make sure you familiarize yourself with him. We had Anwar on last week, and he's actually a trainer from John Maxwell, and he's an excellent resource to get some of your leadership stuff from. So maybe we'll get one of his books. I know I have plenty of them, so maybe I'll find one of his books and get a quote from there tomorrow. What y'all say? Anyway, thank y'all for tuning in to the Rolling Out AM wake up call. We didn't. Romeo Power must have never came back on. We missed him today.
I know.
We'll clean them out, y'all. But let's give a shout out to everybody for tuning in. Thank y'all. Of course, D Shields, Kathleen. We didn't hear Romeo say my Kit Kat.
Miss Iris Baker. You're not frozen. You just sound far away.
Morning. Okay, I'm back. Can you hear me now? Yeah, but everything's still frozen for me. Marcus, thank you for tuning in.
Yes.
D Shields, thank you for tuning in. Tammy Foster, thank you for tuning in. Kit Kat, thank you. Angelique Randall.
Thank you for tuning in.
Nathan Westcott. Abby, thanks to our guests for coming on. Abby was brilliant. Go support her, Black artist. Michael Stampley, his wife Heidi Stampley. I love their relationship. We're gonna have to bring them back. They're gonna have to do a cooking tutorial for me. I need
them on these beignets, honey. Yes.
Send my apron, y'all. I'm gonna be ready for it. See y'all tomorrow. Peace.